Good evening. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. My name is Tammy Sapnewski, your crypto queen. I thank you very much for, taking time out of your busy, very early Sunday morning to come and hang with me so we can shoot the crap about what happened in cryptocurrency this week. Maddie B. Finally, Maddie B, past couple days is like, when are you going live? Did you disappear? Here I am, Maddie. I thank you so much for popping by the channel, Maddie. Maddie is the guy, guys. Maddie is the guy. Okay, so here's the story. It's a very, very funny story. Maddie, buckle up. So last night, I get a call at midnight on my cell phone. It's Sandstorm. I'm like, Sandstorm, it's like midnight. Are you like calling me to talk dirty to me or something? What's going on? I was fooling around with him, obviously. And he's like, Tammy, I'm actually on a three-way call. I'm calling to introduce you to the developer of Saitama V3. And I was like, oh, hello, sir. Like now I'm trying to clean it up after I made an idiot out of myself. And what happened was, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Welcome, welcome. Sorry about that. But anytime you want to, tuck in and go to bed, feel free. So I'm telling the story about how I found out about this Saitama V3, which is actually a real project. I know it sounds schemy. That's what I thought when I first heard the project name. I'm like, Saitama V3, come on. This can't be a real thing. So Sandstorm calls me. He's got the developer on the other line, and he's telling me the story about why he made this particular token. Now, he was a Saitama holder in V1, got completely wrecked. He was one of those people that held his bag all through the all-time highs and never took profits because he was told to hold for a better day. This is going to go parabolic. Just hold, we'll be $1 one day. So the guy held. Not only did he hold, but he was like turning his family and friends on to Saitama. So needless to say, him and a lot of people that he cared about got wrecked in Saitama. Needless to say, the situation never got better. Each month, it only got worse and worse and worse. Hold on a second, guys. So he wanted to make a project that was really for the Wolfpack community, a project that would be really safe, where there was an opportunity to actually make money. So whenever you're thinking of a good DeFi project, what are some of the things that I always tell you guys to look for? Make sure that the devs are doxed or KYC'd, that the liquidity is locked. Find out a little bit about the project. Is it something that you like? What are the incentives for you to be a holder? How many holders are there? Is it early? Is it pumping on a green candle? Is it a good time for you to get in? It checked all my boxes. This guy was KYC'd through Seifu and Seifu, it's a great project. It's not one of those projects that's just going to give a KYC verification to somebody just because they paid for the background check and went through a doxing. That's not how Seifu rolls. This is a legitimate project. They are only going to verify people that have really good projects to offer to investors. So when I heard he was KYC'd through Seifu, I was already liking this. He built the utility as what they were told to do in Saitama V1, buy and hold. That's the only utility with this token. If you buy it and hold it, you receive your reflections or rewards in the USDC stablecoin, which is awesome. What's up, John Patrick? Thank you so much for popping by my channel. I appreciate you. Maddie's saying, yes, talk dirty. No, it wasn't a dirty call, but you can imagine when somebody calls your phone at midnight, you're thinking it probably is. I was thinking maybe he had one tied over and was calling to complain about something or something happened, but no, he was just calling to introduce me to this guy. So I listened to the guy's story. The liquidity is locked. He launched the token. It was a fair launch. There were no pre-sale wallets, so people weren't able to load up wallets before you had the opportunity to get in. And then once you start getting in, they're going to dump on you. That didn't happen here. So Sandstorm bought in early to this project, and he bought in so early, he wound up having like a big wallet that he accidentally didn't even mean to have. He was like, I can't believe how parabolic this thing went. But when you have a good project in DeFi, it's going to pump. So this thing went from like having a bunch of zeros all the way up to 60 cents today. Now, here's another thing. Always remember that you should take your profits. And when I say take profits, I mean the first thing that you need to take out is your initial investment plus some extra funds. This way, no matter what happens with that project, you're safe. You've made money, you've gotten back your original money, and you've made money. Boom. There is no reason for anyone to get wrecked in any one particular project. So after I got off the phone with these dudes, I'm like, this sounds like a really good project, right? Like it was, I think at the time there were not that many holders, maybe 75 holders, maybe less. I don't even really remember now because I shot that video out so late. It was crazy. And when I got in, I got in when I posted my video, it was a nickel. Today, it pumped up to 60 cents. And I was hoping people had the opportunity to get in there and take out some profits, go on and take them. And I was happy to see today that, in fact, people did take profits. So we did have a little bit of a retracement, but it's holding pretty good. It held pretty good at a quarter. Now, remember what I said. I started talking about this thing at a nickel. Sandstorm was talking about this thing a day before, so he got in even earlier. Sorry, my microphone was muted. William said my computer kept freezing and I watched it go from a nickel to 28 cents. Ouch. Well, if you watched it go from 28 cents, then you could have watched it all day go all the way up to 60. That was crazy. I was on Twitter all day because I was an embattled woman today. I had the entire wolf pack on my ass because number one, they're labeling it a scam because it's named Saitama V3. This guy wanted to make a token where people could actually make money by buying and holding. So the whole gist of the token is you buy it. And once you've bought it, the wallet that you've bought it from, you will have USDC, which is a stable coin, automatically start to populate in your wallet. You don't have to do anything. It like pops up there every time. I think it's like every 15 minutes, boom, they just send it out and you get it. So today I made about 15 bucks in just reflections. So it's 3% goes to liquidity, 3% goes to the rewards, and 2% goes to marketing and development. It is so rare for a token to give more to liquidity and to rewards than it is to the marketing wallet. So it's great to see that. And that's in and out, by the way. So every time somebody buys or sells, you're going to get a slice of that pie with the USDC rewards. Now, remember what I said. The liquidity is locked and the contract is renounced. It's completely renounced. The dev didn't have a bunch of wallets while the token launched. The guy got in at launch. The other people who were able to get in very early and at launch, they're people like me and Sandstorm and a couple of other people that are just holding. And they're taking profits responsibly the way you should, right? Like when I saw it hit 60 cents, I could have dumped my entire bag, but I didn't want to do that because that would be uncool, right? So you take profits responsibly, you take out your initial investment and profits. So I did that. And now I left the rest for a moon bag. I'm just going to see where this thing goes because I think the potential of this project is going to be absolutely amazing. So the reason that I was having an embattled day is because the Wolfpack, they were all over me screaming that this was a scam token and, that we stole the Saitama name and that Russ should sue us. And I'm like, you do know what Saitama is, right? Like Russ didn't invent the name Saitama. Number one, Saitama wasn't even created by him. It was created by a female developer by the name of Vi. And Saitama is the name of a character from Japanese anime. Just in case you didn't know. I didn't know. I found out like months and months ago, but I didn't even know that. I'm sorry, I have to put my glasses on to read some of these comments here. Mike Oxlong, how ironic it would be if V3 outdid V2. I would laugh so effing hard. Maddie said, yes, you rude today, people to Queen and not nice. So yeah, the wolf pack definitely was all over me. They were not happy with me. They were like, this is disgusting. You're shilling a rug. This is a rug. It's a rug. It's not a rug, because how can it be a rug when the contract is renounced, the liquidity is locked, and the developer, after a day of people getting on me and pounding me saying it's a rug, he's like, listen, I'm gonna lock up my wallet so people don't think that I'm gonna rug the project. So the guy even went through the trouble of locking up his freaking wallet, and he posted the lock there on Twitter. And it's like absolutely amazing that there's a great project that was built specifically for them. The guy made the project for Wolfpack holders that had lost a lot of money in Saitama. And this is the thanks that he gets, right? They're like flooding the project and saying all this nonsense. Meanwhile, since I started tweeting about it early in the morning, it went from a nickel all the way up to 60 cents. Like it's absolutely crazy. So this is their Twitter page, and you can see that, the name is We Are Saitama. It's the Saitama logo, but it has that V3 there on the forehead where the other one doesn't really have that. And that's the differentiation between their logos. But he said he's actually going to do another logo. He's working on a website. He's got the Twitter up. He's got a Telegram up. If you're interested in investing in this token, I want to let you know a couple of things. Yes, you should join Twitter. You should join Telegram. And if you don't already have the USDC in your wallet, you need to import that as a token. This way you can watch your rewards populate, because somebody reached out to me today and they're like, I don't see anything. I don't see any rewards coming to me. Are you sure this legitimate? I'm like, well, do you have USDC in your wallet? So I had to walk this person through about adding USDC to their wallet so that they could see their rewards. Like this is how I spend my day, warding off unfair attacks and tech support, helping people understand how to work the freaking blockchain and wallets. It's crazy. What's up? Oh, we got Teddy in the house. Hold on, I got to put my glasses on, you guys. Teddy is doing amazing with his Ganja Goons gang NFTs. Teddy, congratulations, man. Those mint parties were crazy awesome, and I'm super, super happy for you. Congratulations, my man. I wish you the best of luck. And like Teddy says, if you don't mind, go ahead and smash that like button. Teddy, I hope you grabbed a bag of Saitama V3, my friend, because it pumped from a nickel to 60 cents today. So let's see where it goes. And William says, I worry about Saitama coming after the project for using the name and logo. So the weird thing is, they had to get rid of that logo, right? Because they were a little bit of getting in trouble for copyright infringement. It's not their logo to begin with. It's from that cartoon. I know it's not cartoon, excuse me, anime. It's from the anime thing. So the guy is going to work on a different logo and get the website up and going, but he wanted to launch the project right away because he felt like, and by the way, he is getting his contract audited. I can't say I'm 100% sure about anything, but I'm like 99.9% sure that the contract is absolutely going to rock, because this is everything that we look for in a token, right? You buy it, you hold it, you get those rewards automatically sent to your wallet. You don't have to stake it somewhere. You have to pay gas fees to get it staked. It just automatically keeps populating into your wallet, and there's always plenty of time to take profits. Like I said, it went all the way up to 60 cents today. So there's definitely, room. How do you buy V3 on Uniswap? So what you want to do is go to their Twitter page, which is right here. It is We Are Saitama V3. And this is their address right here. This is the contract address. It's right up here. Then you take that and you go into your whatever you have, MetaMask, you go to the Uniswap app and put that in. Listen, in case you don't know how to do a buy on MetaMask using Uniswap, I actually made a tutorial video taking you step by step by step, showing you how to do it. I wanted to make it super easy. So if somebody like my 75-year-old dad wanted to buy cryptocurrency, he could watch that and understand how to do it very, very easy. It's like a 3-minute watch. A lot of people have watched it and they have thanked me for it because not everybody goes to the trouble of doing that. Or if they do, it's usually a screen recording. And screen recordings, I mean, they're hard for me to follow along. I like an overhead camera shot where you can see where somebody's fingers are going, what they're pressing. That's just easiest for me. And you guys know I have a tech channel. So I happen to have like the whole rig, right? I have the overhead camera and all this set up. So I made a really nice video. So it's very easy to follow along. It should be somewhere there in my history. It's only about a 3-minute watch. What did I buy in that video? I think I bought Project Phoenix. Man, I actually bought more Project Phoenix because like everything else, the entire market is down. And now is a good time for you if you are, looking to get into your favorite projects at rock bottom prices. Now's the time. Like freaking Teddy bought half a Bitcoin a couple of weeks ago when it bounced down to like the high 17s, and he's hodling it. So it's absolutely amazing. So how about the utility? What is the utility? The utility of the token is literally buy and hold. That was the whole meaning of the token. The only thing that he wanted people to do with this token, it's just meant to buy and hold. So you buy it and those rewards automatically populate in your wallet. They just show up. You don't got to do anything except buy the token. And by the way, you have to buy a minimum of $100 to be able to get those reflections. What had happened was a bunch of people didn't buy $100 worth. I think they bought like $80 worth or $90 worth. Whatever they were short, the developer went around today and was topping off their wallets so that they would be eligible to get the rewards. Excuse me, what other developer would freaking do that? I don't think any other developer would bother doing that. He spent his own money to do it. He spent the gas fees to do it. Nobody asked him to do it. He just wanted to do it for the community. This guy was legitimately hurt by the project Saitama V1 and V2, and he wanted to make a project where people could make some money. Like, he's embarrassed, dude. He turned his family on to Saitama 1 and 2, and they got burned. So he was very embarrassed. He wanted to make something where it was like a decent project. So we have somebody from Luna R in the house. So this project, they have to do with burning Luna Classic. I don't know too much about it. I just found out about it today. I'm going to have to look into it. Space Chick is in the house, guys. What's up, Tammy? Are you talking about Saitama V3? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So I listen, I get it. When I first heard Saitama V3, I'm like, oof, scam. This thing, like, what a name. Come on, this thing has got to be a scam. But then I don't know if you were I don't know if you were here, Elizabeth, but I was telling the story about last night. I get a phone call at midnight. It's freaking Sandstorm. I'm like, why are you calling my phone at midnight? Are you like drunk? You gonna talk dirty to me? Like, what's happening? I said that joking. And he's like, Tammy, we're actually on a 3-way line with the developer of Saitama V3, like all serious. I'm like, oh, good evening, sir. You know, like I'm trying to clean up my act at this point. I was like, hey, so he told me the story about why he started the project. It checks all my boxes for everything that I look for in a good DeFi project. Liquidity is locked. The guy is KYC through SafeWape, which is a really good place to get KYC verification from because they have a really good reputation. They're not going to blow it by giving somebody a verification that has a shitty project. It was very early. When I got in, it was like a nickel. Topped off today at 60 cents, which is absolutely insane. the developer, you have to buy a minimum of $100 worth in order to receive the rewards. People didn't buy enough to get the rewards, so he was topping off their wallets so that they would be eligible to collect the rewards. And it's stablecoin. It's USDC. Stablecoin is what you get paid. Now, normally people pay their rewards in reflections, right? They're just giving you extra tokens of that particular token. Well, that's great, but what if that token is freaking worthless? What do those reflections actually mean to you? They mean nothing. They're worthless. But if you're getting paid in a freaking stable coin, that's money. That's money that you can send to Binance and then send off to your checking account. That's money in your pocket. I think every project that launches from now on needs to forget reflections. I think it's a thing of the past. Forget it and just start paying rewards in stablecoin. I think that is the best way to go. Um, let's see. That's the guy you said that was up in his room trying to stop the hemorrhaging of the cells that night? No, 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 no. That's Dr. Praveen. That's the developer of Terrarium. He was like a big investor in Saitama. The guy that made this project, he was not a whale in Saitama. He was just like a regular person who put in his life savings into Saitama. And when he said life savings, I kind of got the feeling that it wasn't that much. It might have been like 25 grand, not like millions like Praveen, but this guy got his family and his friends into it. And it's a very sore subject. He's like, I haven't lost any relationships because of it, but it is a very sore subject. Like every now and then somebody will be like, hey, how's that Saitama doing? You know, they dig them. It's embarrassing, right? When you turn somebody onto something that's turns out not to be good, it is embarrassing. So he made this project to be, I know, honey, be a good girl for mommy, okay? To be a good project. And I think it's a good project. I really do. So the contract is in the midst of being audited. He's going to release the audit once it's done. Um, I, I know who's doing the audit, but I'm not allowed to say. I know who owns like the top 10 wallets, all good people. You can go there, go to Dex Tools. As a matter of fact, before I go to Dex Tools, let me hit up the Twitter again just to show you the top of the header is where you can find the contract address. It's an ERC20 token. You buy it on Uniswap, and you should import the USDC coin into your wallet. This way you can see your rewards populating. And somebody happened to post their rewards that they received today. And you can see this guy, I mean, he got a nice bit amount of rewards, so good for him. They do happen to have a buy competition going on right now too. The competition's active right now. The top 3 buyers get 500 tokens each, but can't sell for 24 hours in order to get the tokens. Top 3 shills on Twitter also get 500 tokens each. This is a giveaway from the top wallet. So that once again, I said, I know who has those top wallets. If you go to Etherscan, and you could see, I mean, this is, oh crap. This is where the developer locked his wallet. So this is a verification that this dude locked his wallet for 7 months. So you could see, like, this guy is not fooling around here. He wants everyone to view this as a legitimate project, because it is. Right? Like he wants everyone to take this project seriously. And the way that he wants it to be viewed is the way he viewed the original Saitama. He had all of the hopes and belief in Saitama, and dude, he got let down. So he didn't want to do that with this project. He wanted people to feel comfortable with buying the project. But my whole thing was like, dude, why did you call it Saitama V3? Come on now. Of all the names that you called it, that one. But I guess, he's like, I called it that because I really made this for the wolf pack. People that lost a crap ton of money, I wanted to help them out. And instead of being helped and helping them, all they did was attack the token because he called it Saitama V3. So of course they lunged in. They were attacking it left and right, calling it a rug job, saying it was going to rug. A project that has their contract renounced and liquidity locked, how do you rug that project? How does that even happen? You can't. Well, maybe if there was a pre-sale and somebody had like boatloaded a bunch of tokens into different wallets, maybe that would be a possibility. But this was a fair launch. Like the guy bought in at launch. Like we had an opportunity to. Well, not me because yeah, my brother's cat is a little assassin. I got bit again by that cat. Was on antibiotics all day, and because I'm allergic to penicillin, like I have to be on these terrible, like hardcore antibiotics, make my stomach sick. Like I was in rough shape. My hand swelled up like the size of a basketball. I thought I was going to the hospital because, in case you don't know the story, I've already almost died because of a cat bite. I had blood poisoning. It was really, really bad. I was hallucinating. It was terrible. I'm missing some of the comments here. No problem. You're welcome. Yep, they're KYC'd through Seifu. If they did Seifu KYC, then Seifu audit, I bet. Probably, but I can't say. Tell them to stop spreading lies. That wallet isn't even a holder of V3. What is this? What does that mean? Tell them to stop spreading lies. That wallet, I don't even, could you please let me know what that comment is because I'm unclear. I bought a token like this called Sata Rebate. I got wrecked on that, hoping this would be good. Yeah, you know what? You know who else got into Sata Rebate? Me. But they did do a couple of giveaways to people that got wrecked in Saitama. So I guess like it wound up being like a charity token. William says, I lost 7K on Saitama F. Russ. Oh, I bought into this. The USDC reflection screenshot. Oh, you just showed. Oh. Oh, okay. So what are you saying about that? Tell them to stop realize that wallet isn't even a holder of V3. Oh, let me go back. Are you sure? Let me go back and look at that because oh, what are you thinking that this is his wallet here? Stop it. That can't be true. That can't be true. That can't be true. Because listen, they 100%, I can't tell you who that person is, but they 100% have been sending me my rewards in USDC all day long. So let me see. Right now, I'm at about, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Here it says 847. I don't know if you can see it. 847. And I actually took a screenshot of when I bought the token. This way I could see how many rewards I would get throughout the day. And my screenshot from earlier was 826. Crap, that happens every time. I don't know if you could see it. It's this one. I don't know if you can see that. So 826 was what I had when I took the screenshot this morning. And like I said, now I got $50, 850. So that means I got $25 in rewards in one freaking day. That is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to have to, now you got me wondering, OXE4DE. Well, you know what? There's only one way to find. Okay, well, let's bounce back to this particular. Oh, I don't even know where I am on StreamYards. Okay, yeah, I am on the chart. Hold on a second. So this is the chart for Saitama V3. This is where it launched. These are 1-hour candles. Let me put it on 4-hour candles just to kind of tighten it up a little bit. So I started making my video at like midnight when it was like down at like it was like a nickel. When I released the video, it was a nickel. I released the video and then I bought in because that's how your girl rolls. And today, look where it went. Got up to 60 cents. And if we scroll down, we could see, I mean, there's still people that are buying it, but I'm happy to see that people are taking their profits. This is the way you should do it. There's no reason why anybody needs to be wrecked in any one particular project. But like I said, I don't think that's going to be the case here because of all of the qualifications of this token. Liquidity is locked. Contract is renounced. The dev is KYC'd. It's very early for this project. There were no pre-sale wallets. Like everything, the rewards are really good. Paid in stablecoin. It checks all of these boxes. So look at some of the profits people are taking here. This is one wallet. I don't know why Ethereum is doing this now. This started on BSC where if you just sold one time, it would show up as one cell. They break it up now into a bunch of different cells like Binance does. But this may be, what is this, like 0.75 of an Ethereum? That's great. I'm so happy to see that people are taking their profits, right? That is awesome. When I go down and I see buys, well, let's go down to the early buys. Look at what people started buying with 0.004 Ethereum, right? 0.1 Ethereum, 0.09 Ethereum, and people start taking profits like they should, which is absolutely amazing. Look at 0.05 Ethereum could have gotten you like 5,793 Saitama V3. Probably to buy almost 6,000 now would be probably like 2 Ethereum. So it's nice to see that people are being smart. They bought their tokens and they're taking profits, which I love to see. That's the freaking American way. That's the DeFi way. That's why we're here in DeFi to begin with. In cryptocurrency, we're freaking here to make money, people. I'm in this, but I'm skeptical. That's okay. That's okay. Been burned by Strange Inu and Saitama. That's okay. I just don't know. We need to meet this dev. Strange Inu wouldn't show his face. Very true. But William, did you watch my channel when I talked about Strange Inu? Because had you if you were a watcher of my channel, every time that I made a Strange Inu video, I always said, just what I did with this chart here. Dude, we're here. I told you about the token here, and now we're up here. If you don't take profits, I literally can't help you. You're a stupid idiot. I would say that every video. Every single video, I would say that. Now, my subscribers know that, because I actually dropped the R word a couple times. I know it's not a cool word to use nowadays, being politically correct and all. People don't like to hear that word, but I really wanted to drive home to the point to people. Don't be stupid. Don't be the R word. If you don't take profits here, I can't help you. So what happened? That thing rugged and people were yelling at me. You know who was yelling at me? People who weren't even my subscribers. People that had never come to my channel to watch any of my videos. They just saw me on Twitter. So they never came over here to watch me say, hey man, we started talking about this very early and now we've like 10,000 X'd. You need to take your money. Don't be stupid. Take your money. Those are the people that were yelling at me. But all the time, when I find good projects like this, and I'm like, dude, we got in early. Don't be stupid. Take profits. My subscribers know that. And I always say that. If you get in early, take your profits. Who got into this project? Because I released the video. I think it hit YouTube at like 2 a.m. So I knew people probably, unless you're like Maddie and you're going to be up, right, at like 2 a.m., would probably see the video. So, of course, I went over to Twitter too, and I'm like, "Hey, I just released this video. Check out this project." So, if you had the opportunity to buy into that, I hope you guys were smart enough to start to take profits when it did hit 60 cents. But we have a good area of, some support. Let me put this on a different candle because it is very it is a very new project. So let me put it on an hour candle so that we can maybe see. Well, we got a very good support line right here, right? Look, we've had 3 touches on this area of support, and that was at a quarter. So at 25 cents is a very strong line of support. So here we are now at 30 cents. Look, we look like we're on the climb. They're doing that buy contest, so you might see some more buys coming through. But see, we don't know. The past 24 hours were up 500%, but it's been no, it's not 24 hours yet since I released my video. Um, when I released my video, it was already up like 1,000%. So some people were able to get in there at like 0.000 something. So they made a shit ton of money. So of course, those people are going to start taking profits because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take profits. Don't sit here and buy a token at 30 cents and then see it hit 50 and 60 and not at least take out your initial profit along with excuse me, your initial investment along with some profit. Gosh, that you got to just I know everybody holds, right? That's what the original Saitama people did. They were like, "Oh my god, I'm going to hold because we're going to the moon." Russ said, Saitama Mask is coming out and we're going to go parabolic and this thing is going to be absolutely amazing and we're going to the moon. Don't do that. No project, no good project wants you to actually do that. I never tell you to do that. I always tell you, take your profits where you see an opportunity to do so. Now, like I said, when I took my stuff today, I left behind a moon bag. I'm going to see where this baby goes. If it goes down to a dime, I'm still up. If it goes down to a penny, I don't care. It's a moon bag. If it goes up to $1, I'm going to see if it's going to go higher because that's my moon bag. I'm waiting for the moon. Teddy says, I trust him with $100 investment. Make it 1,000 and I'll be happy. Oh, Teddy, had you got in yesterday, baby, you would have got that. Hold on a second, guys. I always go off screen to do my nose drops because nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see it or hear it. Maddie, yes, you retard. If you buy this token, sorry, quit. Oh, you lost with this. What are you crazy? Well, that's okay, Maddie. You can believe what you want to believe. But hey, um, I was just gonna say something. Damn, Maddie, come on, man. This thing, Maddie, you didn't get into this at a nickel and sell it at 60 cents? I thought you were gonna say, that I did use the R word on some other people back in the day. Let's see, Maddie knows she is ex-girlfriend name. She's a prostitute. Okay, I don't know what this conversation. He's gone. He's gone. Maddie went somewhere else. He went totally on a different way, but I am very curious to see. Now, let's check out the top wallets, okay? Because this is like always a big concern. Who's got the top wallets? What's going on? So I've done this before, but I'll do it again. Guys, follow along. If you want to see who's got wallets in this project, how big are the wallets, where's the deployer wallet? This actually doesn't have a deployer wallet, but you want to check out Etherscan. You go to Dex Tools and the chart will populate here. You have to put in obviously either the ticker name and make sure you're picking the right project, or even better yet, the contract address in the search bar, and your project will pop up. Okay. If you want to check out buys and sells, you go down, boom, there they are. If you want to go to buys and sells and see like what was the highest Ethereum buy and sell, you can actually hit this and it will switch it up. So there's sells and buy, like that's how you can change up the thing. But I always like to just keep it in chronological order here. So I'll leave it like that. Um, Now, to go over to Etherscan to check out the wallets, you just hit the little Etherscan symbol right there, and that is going to bring you to Etherscan of that particular project. Now, there's a lot that you can do through Etherscan with this project. You can go to their contract and check out their contract. If you want, it's posted, it's public. You can do that. You can see all of the transfers that they have, but we're not so much interested in that. What we want to, oh, let me go to StreamYards. Oh, crap. See, this always happens. I'm so glad that StreamYards used to be able to bounce from screen to screen to screen, and now it just doesn't do that. So let me go over here. So this is Etherscan of Saitama V3. If you want to check out who's got what wallet, well, actually, you don't know who has what wallet. You can just view the different wallets. You go down to holders, and this, you hit that. And now I'm sure I'm going to have to dump the screen out to go to the holder unless it populated. Hold on a second. Go back to StreamYard. Oh, it did work. Okay. So let me make it a little bigger. Can you guys see that? You know what? Let me dump out my picture. Maybe that'll help. It'll make it really big. There we go. Oh, sorry, Maddie. Got to dump your comment. Okay, so looking at Etherscan, we can see this number 2 wallet, the token vesting wallet, that was the developer wallet. Now, people were freaked out that there were these top wallets. This one was his. And when he originally bought in, let's see when he bought in. So he's got, now remember, there's only 1 million tokens here. That's their entire maximum supply is 1 million. There's only 113 holders. That's how brandy new. Like, remember when Shiba Inu launched, remember people talk about it 100,000x? That's where we are with this particular project right now. It's already gone up like 5,000x. So this is his top wallet. The token, it's locked for 7 months. I'm not going to hit that yet because it's locked for 7 months, but just to show you, he did lock it. This number 3 wallet, this is not technically a deployer wallet, but this is where all of the tokens are for people to buy. So we'll just refer to, although I shouldn't say deployer because I don't want to confuse anybody, all of the entire supply is sitting on Uniswap. It's just sitting there. This way you can be sure that if somebody wants tokens, they got to freaking buy them. The developer doesn't have the ability to just send tokens to people out of that wallet. He was sending people tokens not from the Uniswap wallet, but from his personal wallet. He was sending people tokens so that they would be eligible to get the USDC rewards. So what's up, Jose Anonymous? I am talking about Saitama V3. Oh, look what we have here. Tammy sucks Saitama nuts. Oh my goodness. This is a really good project. See, you know what's funny about this? This is the kind of project that if Ponzi knew the story, he would get behind it because like this is the kind of project that he would like, which is really strange. But once again, I'll say, just so he doesn't know, liquidity is locked. Oh, it is Ponzi because he says this about me and Sandstorm all the time, which is so not even true. Oh, here we go. Ponzi bodies, Tammy. He's so funny. Like he's just like this This is the kind of project he would get behind and actually like if he knew about it, but, like, because he just doesn't like people. He goes after projects. So, like, oh my god, he went after the Dazed Dogs guy. Bad. He went after that guy bad. And once again, him and this dude were once friends. Oh, let me put my face back up so we could talk about that. Him and this guy were friends, right? So this, Ponzi, I would do AMAs for different projects because he would ask, and we were friends. So I would do them. So he had me do, and a lot of them I didn't mind doing because it was like animal stuff, like animal charities. Like I did one for a token called Kitty Cat, and I did this AMA for a token. It wasn't a token at the time. It was an NFT project called Dazed Dogs. So he was, pretty tight with that guy. I can't remember his name, but he was pretty tight with that developer. And the guy wound up launching a token under the same name, Dazed Dogs, and they still were friends like for a while, but I don't know where stuff went sideways. Like Ponzi went after him. He was like, I heard he was like ripping him apart and was like challenging him to the $10,000 battle that Ponzi always challenges people to. He's like, meet me somewhere, and if you beat me up, I'll give you 10 G's. He always challenges people with that. And he's going to turn this dude into it's either the ASPCA that the guy is trying to be partners with, or I can't even really remember. But he feels like the guy spends too much time on Saitama chats and that he's not working for the project. Listen, I get frustration, and I say this too. I get pissed when developers are not active on Twitter for their project. Like that upsets me too. I'm like, no, like you've been silent for like 3 days. You've got to tell people it's about volume. It's about, obviously keeping the holders you have, but bringing in new people. And you're not going to bring in new people if you're not active. If you're not on all these different social media platforms and making connections, right? So I understand that he was upset with that guy there, but like, and now I've like lost part of where he even is. Oh, much love from Poland. Oh, dziękuję bardzo. Jak się masz? So that's the story with Ponzi. Oh, Matt. Oh, we'll fight. Oh, Maddie's gonna fight Ponzi for 10K. Maddie, can I fly and watch it? Space Chick says, Tammy doesn't even want to fight with Ponzi. Obviously, she has no issues with him. He just needs to let it go. Yeah, like I don't, you know what I'm saying. Like I don't even care. Like he got mad at me because of the whole Sky token thing because, the guy ducked out a free AMA that I was giving to him. Like I said, I've said the story 1,000 times. I'll say it again. I left a family gathering early. It was like one of the big things that we were doing since the end of the pandemic, and we were all finally getting together, people I haven't seen in a long time. I freaking left early so I could go home and do this AMA. Guy didn't send me any messages, nothing. Shortly before we were supposed to go live, he doesn't show up, I was pissed, man, because my family's all sending me pictures. This is what you're missing. I'm like, oh, man. So don't bone him. Okay, Maddie, I'll drop it. Maddie has spoken. Getting back to Etherscan, shall we? Let me ditch this ugly face. Here we go. So these are the people that hold the top wallets. I know who this top wallet holder is. I don't know if I'm allowed to say who it is, so I won't. This is the wallet that has all of the tokens, right? All of the tokens that are for sale are on freaking Uniswap. There they are. That's where they are. The guy can't airdrop people tokens, can't go on any exchanges at this point, because if the exchange wants the token, the exchange has to go on Uniswap to buy it. And that's just the way this token is. This token is just meant to buy and hold, and that's all there is to it. Oh, look, he's saying, Tammy, stop lying. I don't know what he thinks I'm lying about, but Well, why don't you put in the chat, Ponzi, what you think it is I'm lying about? What's up, Dave? Welcome to the channel. Bob Joe is in the house. Bobby Crypto Granny. That's Ponzi Slayer. He doesn't. He doesn't. Oh, boom! Look what she did. That's hilarious. So that's the story there with Saitama V3. I don't know if any of you had the opportunity to get it, but boom, it was a nickel and it went up to 60 cents today. And like I always say, when you have your opportunity, man, is it already been 25 minutes since the camera went out? How long have I been live? Almost an hour? Okay. Well, let me get to some real news. Forget all this stuff, right? Oh, 10 for 10 in rug pulls. Ponzi, what projects have I been in that were rug pulls? Please tell me. Please tell me. It's okay. He does this. He does this a lot. I don't know why he does this. Like I was never anything but nice to that guy. But whatever, it's okay. He literally everybody. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to dump out some of these pages here because what happens is my computer gets really slow and I wanted to talk about number one, Voyager. So we had been talking about Voyager a couple of weeks ago and how they were into big trouble because they loaned a crap ton of money to Three Arrows Capital. And of course, Three Arrows Capital is bankrupt right now. They're trying to figure out how they're going to repay their loans. They're looking to like sell off their NFT collection, which is worth tens of millions of dollars. But they should sell that. Why should they get to keep their freaking NFT collection? They have punks in there. You guys, they have a punk sitting in there that they paid 180 Ethereum for. So why should they get to keep that? If they took money from people, they need to pay that money back, especially Voyager, because those are token holders' tokens. It's not Voyager's money. It's your money. So what's going on with Voyager? They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now, Chapter 11 is different than, I think it's Chapter 7, where it's, they're just claiming bankruptcy, they're closing up shop, and that's it. Chapter 11 is kind of like a reorganization. They're going to reorganize a couple of things, move things around, try to fix things, pay things off, see where they, leave off. And perhaps at the end of all of that, there's still able to be a functioning company at the end of it. That's what they're trying to do with Voyager. So let's go ahead and take a peek at this article. And this is by Forbes. This is on StreamYard. Here, let me dump my face so you don't have to look at my face. Crypto Voyager Digital Limited has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the U.S. According to the filing, Voyager's estimated assets are between $1 billion and $10 billion, with between $1 billion and $10 billion in estimated liabilities. So that's it, man. They're valued at what they owe in liabilities. So you're not really working with a whole heck of a lot, right? The Toronto-based firm estimates more than 100,000 creditors. Last Monday, Voyager issued a notice of default to beleaguered Singapore-based crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, which had borrowed $675 million from Voyager in the form of 15,250 Bitcoin and $350 million in stablecoin USDC. While I strongly believe in the future, the prolonged volatility and contagion in the crypto markets over the past few months and the default of Three Arrows Capital require us to take deliberate and decisive action now, says CEO Stephen Ehrlich in a statement. So that's it. They're going to try to reorganize and save the whole thing, but this is going to be a long time coming. Like they're going to have to do a lot of reorganization and figuring out and seeing where the gaps are, right? There's definitely gaps. They loaned out stuff. They're not going to get stuff back. So they have to see where the gaps are if they can somehow get credit for those gaps, like maybe the guy from FTX will give them revolving credit and maybe they can work with that. Whatever they can do to make their investors whole, I think they should do. I'm so thirsty. Now I want to read about freaking Celsius. Oh my gosh. So remember, Celsius was a platform where people could go and stake tokens and receive rewards for them, especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin was one of their biggest assets because you really can't do anything with Bitcoin natively on its blockchain. It's not proof of staking network, right? It's just proof of work. It works. Can't do anything else with Bitcoin. It's old technology. Don't forget, this was made way back in the day of 2009. So it is very old technology. It's been hacked a couple of times. Remember the whole Mt. Gox thing? So that, we're dealing with old technology. So there's not too much you can do with Bitcoin. The only thing that you could really do with it to make any kind of viable money from it is to bring it to a platform like Celsius, who then will give you a certain APY for staking your Bitcoin there. But how do you think that happens? They take your money and they loan it to somebody else to get interest from them, or they're making sort of risky investments in order to give you money, right? They're basically acting like a casino at this point. They're gambling in DeFi where they really shouldn't, not with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is more of like, I'm not going to say a stable coin because that's too much, but it's more of a blue chip token. You really don't want to gamble with a blue chip token in DeFi, right? But that's exactly what Celsius was doing. It was bringing in all of this Bitcoin and making very crazy gambles with people that were hedge funds like Three Arrows Capital. They're another victim of Three Arrows Capital. So let's check out the article that was written about that, which was very interesting. Here we go. Let me get rid of my face. That always helps. Why is it still so small? Oh, boom. They called it a freaking Ponzi scheme. I couldn't believe it. When I saw that, I almost fell. Like, hey, Ponzi Slayer, you want to go after somebody for being a Ponzi scheme? You should go after these people. They're legit a freaking Ponzi. At least that's what an insider said. This is not somebody, listen, this is not somebody like me saying, oh, look what's happened with Celsius. You know what? I think they could be a Ponzi scheme. This is an insider suing them, claiming that they're a Ponzi scheme. Now, I don't want to spread crazy conspiracy theories. This is what this guy said. So let's take a peek at this article again. Let me get rid of it. Embattled crypto lender Celsius is a fraud and Ponzi scheme. Lawsuit alleges crypto lender Celsius artificially inflated the price of its own digital coin, failed to hedge risk, and engaged in activities that amounted to fraud, a lawsuit alleges. Celsius on Thursday was sued by former investment manager Jason Stone as pressure continues to mount on the firm amid a crash in cryptocurrency prices. Stone alleges in the lawsuit that Celsius was running a Ponzi scheme, and this is the CEO, guys. This is Alex Mashinsky. He's Polish, like me. Crypto lender Celsius artificially inflated the price of its own digital coin, failed to hedge risk, and engaged in activities that amounted to fraud, a lawsuit alleges. Let me just make sure. Okay, the lawsuit in New York State court comes after Celsius, which offers customer interest for depositing their crypto, was forced to pause withdrawals for its users as it faces a liquidity crisis. Sorry about that, guys. Celsius was not immediately available for comment on the lawsuit when contacted by CNBC. Stone's relationship with Celsius. So why does this guy think this, right? Why is he saying this about Celsius? Because he was a freaking insider. Like, this guy knows. Sorry, I'm taking a sip of water. Oh, look at these shoes. Oh, I like them. Do you guys like those shoes? They look comfy, but yet they're not a sneaker. They're classy. Like right up my alley. I like those. Wolf and Shepherd. I have to check those out. Celsius acts like a bank in that it offers customers yields sometimes as high as nearly 19%, which is crazy for Bitcoin. No one should ever stake their Bitcoin someplace and get the potential of making 19%. That is crazy. You know they're pulling off crazy stuff in order to get that. There's no way that that's possible, right? So it makes you believe that if something is impossible, there is the potential that there's some Madoff, shifty shit going on if they deposit their crypto with the company. The firm then lends the crypto out to others willing to pay a high interest rate to borrow. Then it tries to pocket that money in order to give the yield back to the customers. Stone founded a company called KeyFi, which specialized in crypto trading strategies. Celsius and KeyFi cut a handshake deal whereby the latter firm would manage billions of dollars in customer crypto deposits in return for a share of the profits generated from these crypto deposits, the lawsuit alleges. There was no formal written agreement between the parties, which is crazy, right? Like if you're managing billions of dollars and there's no handwritten agreement, I think that's weird. Don't you guys think that's weird? I mean, even if you do a small thing like buy a vehicle from somebody, there's got to be some kind of note, right? There's got to be a bill of sale, something legally binding. This was just a handshake deal. Look, I know this is how a lot of Polish people roll. They feel like their word is stone and you can believe in their handshake. But dude, this is the 21st century. Handshakes don't mean crap anymore. You've got to have something down in writing. From August 2020, Celsius began transferring hundreds of millions of dollars in crypto assets to Stone and his team. According to the lawsuit, Celsius set up a wallet on the Ethereum blockchain referred to OXB1. That's where the company sent the assets to Stone was to deploy the lawsuit claims. Oh my gosh. Maybe this guy, like, listen, I'm not saying anything about anything, but when I see articles like this, I think to myself, is it this guy that did it? And now he's trying to cover up his tracks with this BS? Stone makes a number of allegations against Celsius in the lawsuit. Celsius and Stone decided to engage in crypto trading strategies that required an effective hedging strategy to manage risk and guard against price fluctuations of certain digital coins, the lawsuit alleges. It adds that Celsius had full view of what trading activities KeyFi was engaging in. Of course it did. If it had the wallet, you could trace anything anywhere. Stone claims Celsius executives repeatedly assured him that the company had entered the necessary hedging transactions to ensure price fluctuations of certain crypto assets would not materially or negatively impact the company or its ability to repay depositors. Stone and his team relied on these representations, the lawsuit adds. So what is this guy trying to say? Oh, they told me I could lose tens of hundreds of millions of dollars and everything would be okay. Is that what this guy is trying to say? But these promises were lies. Despite its repeated assurances, Celsius failed to implement basic risk management strategies to protect against the risks of price fluctuation that were inherent in many of the deployed investment strategies, the lawsuit claims. Stone alleges there were multiple incidents in which Celsius failure to perform basic accounting endangered customer funds. This is another thing. Okay, wait a second. So there were multiple times when this happened? Really? There were multiple incidents? And when you saw the first incident, it wasn't a red flag? This is what I hate. People, now listen, this Celsius, don't get me wrong, the CEO is 100% accountable. When you become the CEO of a company, or you become the developer of a crypto project, you're in charge. All of it is on you. I don't want to hear any of this stuff. Oh, Bullish ran away with the money, kind of like the developer of Coyote Coin. That's bullshit. You're the dev. You're the lead dev. This is on you. Right? So I'm not taking anything away from Alex Mashinsky. But if that guy saw multiple problems, why didn't he raise a red flag? Why didn't he say something at the first incident like, hey, you know what? I noticed this, and you and I are engaging in trade that, is millions, tens of millions of dollars. I'm worried, I'm concerned. Maybe we should hammer out some of these details. It's always the person who says, yeah, I saw all of this going down, and they don't do anything about it. They're the first one to say, oh, look at me, I was a victim. Everyone's at fault here. I mean, ultimately, the CEO is accountable, but dude, this guy's dirty. I don't like this. Like, I'm not saying dirty in a way that he can sue me dirty, but you know what I'm saying. I don't like it. Another allegation revolves around the digital coin called Cell. That is Celsius' own token. Celsius says that if users accept their interest payment in the form of Cell, they could earn higher interest rates than those who didn't. The lawsuit alleges, however, that Celsius engaged in transactions to artificially inflate the price of Cell. The purpose of this scheme was both fraudulent and illegal. Celsius induced customers to be paid in Cell token by providing them with higher interest rates, the lawsuit claims. Then, by purposefully and artificially inflating the price of the Cell token, Celsius was able to pay customers who had elected to receive their interest payments in the form of the Cell token even less of the crypto asset. Stone also alleges that Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky was able to enrich himself considerably. Oh, isn't that the way? Finally, Stone claims in the lawsuit that Celsius was running a Ponzi scheme, but of Celsius' failure to hedge against trading risks, it had a massive liabilities to depositors denominated in the cryptocurrency Ether, but had maintained holdings in the digital coin equal to those liabilities, the lawsuit claims. As customers sought to withdraw Ether deposits, Celsius was forced to buy more Ether on the open market at higher prices around January 2021 and suffered heavy losses, the lawsuit claims. Stone alleges that Celsius then began to offer double-digit interest in order to lure in new depositors whose funds were used to repay the earlier depositors and creditors. Okay, now with the Ether thing, remember, Celsius had hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in staked Ether. So it sounds like they took the customer's Ether and turned it into that staked Ether. So remember, this is Ether that people are staking so that when Ethereum 2.0 launches, they can become validators. Ethereum currently has miners, and they released the difficulty bomb, meaning that when Ethereum 2.0 runs, it's going to make it so very difficult for the miners to compute with what they're working with. It's going to make it too difficult to actually work with being an Ethereum miner. It's not going to be profitable at all. They want to get rid of those miners. They're releasing that bomb. So this guy invested a shit ton of money into the staked Ether, wanting to be a validator, which, I think is going to be profitable. But don't forget, they kept pushing that difficulty bomb off. Like, they pushed it off like 3 times. They pushed it off again. And each time they push the bomb off, it has to wait another 100 days. So they did the difficulty bomb, I think, like 2 weeks ago. So we still got a ways to go for that staked Ether to come around. So there are ways to. It's very difficult and you lose a lot of money when you do it, but there are ways to get out of that staked Ether, but you wind up losing a good percentage of your investment. That's why Mashinsky didn't want to pull out of the staked Ether. So that's why he was, that's the issue. He took a big loss on staked Ether. What happened to Stone? Stone left Celsius in March of 2021. He claims in the lawsuit that at the time of his departure, Celsius had $100 million to $200 million hole in its balance sheet that it could not fully explain or resolve. Now, going on from here, if you may remember, there were a lot of people who were saying, hey, something's going on with Celsius. Something's not right with Celsius. What's going on? Mashinsky stood up and said, look at this FUD. like the entire market is down. Look at how these people fought us. They should be ashamed of themselves. We are a legitimate project. Up until his very last AMA, which was like 2 days before they locked up shop, which is now like a month ago. They've been closed for a month. He was like, this is nonsense. It's all FUD. Don't believe anything you hear. Nothing but FUD. This guy. So people knew that something was right. When people had the opportunity to listen to somebody that was saying, hey, maybe take your stuff off Celsius because stuff is not making sense. This guy talked people into staying. Don't leave us. Your money's safe here. You're profitable. Look at the interest you're making. Where else are you going to make that interest? You can't make that anywhere else, not with your Bitcoin. Better stay here. So he talked a lot of people into staying, and they're going to wind up losing everything. The dirty rat, as we would say here in Jersey. Oh, you dirty rat. He claims Celsius maintains control of the OXB1 Ethereum wallet and that CEO of Celsius uses it for his own personal benefit. That is a big bomb. If that in fact is true, that he's using that for his own personal wallet, he's dipping into there, he's in trouble. In one instance, Stone alleges Mashinsky transferred valuable non-fungible tokens or NFTs from the account to his wife's wallet. Dun, dun, dun. Like that, you guys. That's freaking bad. If he did that, if he swiped NFTs from the holders to just like, here, honey, have a punks. Or whatever kind of thing. Whatever it was. I don't know it was a punks. I'm just saying. That's yeah, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble, right, Bobby Joe? That shit's not gonna fly. This guy, hey, here's the thing. This is why you don't mess with the blockchain. There's a permanent record that lives on forever in the blockchain. They're going to tear that blockchain apart and see every transaction. They're going to know everything. So even if this guy who is claiming Ponzi scheme, they're going to see everything he did. They're going to know every transaction he made, right? They're going to be able to see everything, how much money he lost. If indeed this guy probably did lose money, right? We don't know that this guy was profitable. We don't know that yet. I'd like to take a peek. I'd like to know the entire wallet address, because here's the beautiful thing about blockchain. If you and I had that addressed, we could dive in there and see what this guy was up to. Was he making money for Celsius, or was he losing money for Celsius? And how much of it did he lose, or how much did he make? And, did he buy a lot of NFTs? Because I'll say it again, I'm not too crazy about NFTs, especially JPEG NFTs. There's a difference if you have an NFT that has some kind of utility. Like take, for instance, there was a token called Bobatama. It's now called Boba Mask. It was one of those that like pumped up to ridiculous levels. People thought it was a pump and dump, but they were really just working on their utility. Listen, I'm not telling you to buy this token. This is not why I'm talking about it. I'm just talking about this as a for instance. While everybody was calling them a rug or whatever, they were silently working on their utility. It's not something that, when you make an exchange, you can't just code it in a week. It takes a long time to do. If you buy certain NFTs from them, those NFTs, when you store them in your wallet, unlocks certain features of that wallet. And there's going to be some NFTs that you actually get to partake in whatever the profits are of the exchange, or you get extra percentages of APY if you're staking something. Like there's going to be a lot going on. To me, it sounds promising. I do own some Boba Mask. I don't chill it though, because you never know. And probably one of the biggest reasons why I don't chill it is because, listen, everybody's making a wallet. It seems like everybody is making an exchange. It's rare when you hear a cryptocurrency come onto the scene and they're not like, hey, exchange is right around the corner. We're, making a wallet. We're going to bridge over to a different blockchain. This is nothing new. A lot of projects have this, right? There's several projects now that have their own wallets and exchanges. The thing is going to be, who's going to have the best one? Who's going to have the best features? Who's going to charge the least in order for all of this stuff to go through? And if it's tied to Ethereum, you're always going to be strapped to those fees, the gas fees. You can't get away from them. And that's what Russ learned over in Saitamask. Not only did you have to pay the tokenomics on the Saitama token, but you also had to pay all of the gas fees too. It was a double whammy. It never worked unless you have what Saitama should have made was a governance token for the Saitamask that had 0% taxes. That's it. That's the only way you can make it work. And now I'm missing out on all my comments, so let me see. Oh, you guys are having fun over there. Okay, I was done with that article. Is anybody into anything good? Is there any projects you guys are talking about or that you're into that maybe you'd like me to know about? Because when I find out about good things, I always let you guys know, right? I always tell you about stuff that I heard about. Who's this person? Somebody just sent me. Oh, this guy. He was talking to me. He was telling me that I don't want to show it because I never show messages on the screen that somebody sends to me privately because I hate that. I hate people that are like, I had this private conversation with somebody, and look, unless you get the person's okay with it, right? So I don't have this person's okay. So I'm just basically going to tell you the story. This guy, poor guy, he's been waiting on his Saitama tokens. He hasn't gotten them. He doesn't know what to do. And I told him, you might want to try running your wallet address through Etherscan to see if you got your tokens, to see if it came up, because he'd been trying to reach out to Saitama and he can't get any response. So his answer to me was, I did run my wallet and I saw that airdropped from Saitama. My issue is why they only sent me 54,707 tokens and I had over 55 billion V1 tokens plus that gas fee. Okay, so what this guy is saying to me is that and this is why I didn't think it was a legitimate thing. Somehow he got an airdrop from a Saitama token. I don't know what Saitama token it was from because, you could always get a token that has the name of Saitama, but it's not really them. Like there's people that are getting Lucky Roo sent into their wallets. Lucky Roo hasn't freaking launched yet. If you see Lucky Roo in your wallet, don't touch it. There's a dust attack. There's something attached to that where they can wind up getting into your wallet and draining that shit. If you see something in your wallet that you didn't put there, never mess with it. Don't touch it. Don't even try to erase it. Just leave it there. Don't do anything with it. I don't know how it's possible, but these people have a way. It's called a dust attack where they can get into your wallet and drain it out. And I see that all over Etherscan, people getting Lucky Roo sent to them. I'm like, I hope these people know not to mess with that. So he's saying he got some Saitama dropped to him, not nearly as much as he was entitled to get. And they charged him a network fee of 0.43 Ethereum. I'm like, that's crazy. How is that even possible? So he did run it and he saw the 50 plus the gas fee. I mean, he's really got to reach out to Saitama. How did he get hit with the gas fee? Unless he's misreading it, unless he's misreading Etherscan, but without his wallet address, I can't help him. And listen, I don't want to ask anybody for their freaking wallet address. Like, that's personal stuff, right? Although I've given my wallet out. So what's the big deal, I guess? Oh, here we got Hexicans. There's Hexicans in the chat. Hexicans. What's up, Hexican? Richard Hart is a genius. We know. Rick's Mix is here. Let's talk about the portable wallets. Best one so far is the Elipel. I don't even know it. I don't even know it. Show the bubble map of Saitama V3? Okay, hold on. Well, I'm on Bubbles, but I don't hold on a second. Let me share the screen. Is this what you're talking about? I don't see it. I mean, it should be on here. The freaking thing went absolutely parabolic. This poor guy, I wonder what he's going to do. Did Ponzi leave or did you guys finally just kick him out? I mean, the guy is crazy. I just I don't know why he just doesn't, he just doesn't like me. I guess I don't. Oh, my camera. Well, this is it. This is crypto bubbles. So there's, not too much going on here. Let me see if I can. I mean, their ticker is literally Saitama, and there's a bunch of different Saitama ones. That's why it's so important to always get the contract address and not just to use the ticker symbol, because there are so many Saitamas that were set up. Some of them are catch and kill honeypots. Some of them are like the V1 and other, they're just bad. And then Saitama V3 happens to have Saitama as the ticker. So it's very important that you always get the correct contract address. So, it's not coming up under crypto bubbles. It's not, it's just showing is this even the V1? It can't be, right? Is that the V1? There's no way the V1's got an $89 million market cap. There's no freaking way. It can't be. I mean, this is okay for like a placeholder. She's saying go to Etherscan. I've already gone to, what do you want from Etherscan? We just went there. Hold on a second. Let me go back. Maybe she's going to teach me something I don't know. So let me go. Isn't that the thing? Like you learn something new all the time. So hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back here. Good God. I've been live for an hour and a half. Saitama V3. I'm looking for it. Is it something over here? Let me see what she's saying. Let me go back. I just DM'd it to you? Okay, but where? DM'd it where? On Twitter? DM'd it where? I don't understand. Oh, bubble maps. Oh, they don't always have that. What is this? Hold on a second. I don't want to hit anything weird on my, let me pull up this screen because I've never seen this before. I don't know what the, welcome to Bubble Maps. This map has never been requested. Get premium if you want to request new maps. Listen, I don't want to pay for nothing. I'm not paying for anything. No. I pay for like Hulu. I'm down with paying for Hulu for HBO Max, but I'm not going to be paying for bubble maps. No way. I can get bubble maps for free. If I can get bubble maps for free, I'm not paying for it. Okay. So do I just hit? What do I hit? So does that mean that I can't get it, Elizabeth? Yeah, you guys, did you guys know that Richard Hart follows Bobby Joe? She's like, Richard Hart follows me. So I'm like, oh, Richard, you really should do a live stream with Bobby Joe because he does do live streams with like a lot of different people. Like, dude, Bobby Joe, you got a chance. You got a chance. So I'm guessing I can't do. Well, let me hit learn more and find out what I got to do here. Launch app. Let me walk through it. If this, it, man, if this is some kind of weird thing, I'm going to be very unhappy, Elizabeth. View, can I just put, there's no search thing here. Let me hit share screen again. You know what, Elizabeth, I'm sure you have StreamYards, right? Did there used to be a thing on StreamYards where you could have a bunch of different tabs open and just go from tab to tab to tab to whatever tab you wanted to go to, you could just hit. Now, if you're sharing a page, you have to stop sharing that page, go back to share, and pick a new tab instead of being able to go from tab to. It's like a pain in the ass. I don't know why they stopped it. I don't know why they just didn't do it. I guess they don't have a bubble map for this one. It's too new, maybe. There's the contract address. No, I guess that's no luck. No luck. Might take a little bit to populate. I guess that's the story. Okay, is there any charts we want to look at before we go? And I'm sorry, you guys, I missed it. Did you give me the heads up on any projects or anything? Oh, here we go. Dave's got something. Dave's got a nugget. Not financial advice, but the best project I've seen lately is BTFA and Bandex. Maybe have a look at it. Funny you should say, Dave, but we had the developer on from Banana Task Force a while ago. This was before the launch of Bandex. And my viewers got the opportunity, if they wanted to get the free Bandex, they could have purchased Banana Task Force Ape. Because it was I think a couple days later, he was doing a screenshot of all of the different wallets. And if you held, I think it was like an Ethereum worth of BTFA or half an Ether, there was a minimum that if you held that at that certain day, they would match your BTFA tokens with Bandex tokens. So my audience got the chance to get some BTFA and Bandex. So it was a great opportunity to have the developer on for an AMA. The guy was super smart. I was very impressed with him. Knew his contract and his token inside and out. I mean, it was one of the AMAs that I was surprised with. Like, he did a really great job. Okay, well, I do know, obviously, when we are big fans of Terrarium here. I know Grove token only a little bit from Mendy. but I don't know that much about it. Like I said, this lunar rebirth token is a token that they're making, and it's the big utility of that, like the super focus of that, is to burn Luna Classic token. So somebody sent that message to me today on Telegram. They're like, hey, check out this project. Like, you guys, every day, like a couple of times a day, in Telegram and Twitter, people send me messages like, hey, check this out, get into this project, look at this, look at that. And there's sometimes that, like, it's BS, right? Like, it's clearly like a pump and up token. So I never talk about it because I don't want anybody to think I'm like trying to shill it. But every now and then one sneaks past me because something wound, not that it was a good project, but it did pump really big. And I missed opportunities to get into things because I didn't think they were legitimate. So you just never know what opportunity somebody's going to drop into your inbox. So regardless of who they are, I look at everything. I size it up. Okay, what's this? Is there an opportunity here? Is there a way that we can make some money off this project? Let me find out. And I look into it, and I either make a decision like, yeah, it looks good, or like, I don't know if I would have gotten into Saitama V3 had Sandstorm not called me with the developer on the other line. And like I said, it was midnight. I'm like, dude, why? It's midnight. I could understand if he was like in a different time zone, but he's not. He's on the East Coast with me. He's making calls at midnight. How did he know I would be up? I mean, of course I was up, but like, how does he know I would be up? I don't think I would ever call somebody unless it was like a dire emergency. I'm not calling you at midnight, or unless you ask me to call you that late. But other than that, I don't like to, surprise ring ding people in the middle of the night. I don't know too much about Starlink. Is this something new that you're getting into, Elizabeth? Tether Doge is a complete scam. Yeah, that's another thing too, right? Like these little projects that people are like, oh, so and so's in. So and so, our friend. Like another project that comes to mind. And I'm like, oh, my friend. Oh, you're like, you think that somebody good that is in there. And it turns out to be a honeypot. Like, you never see these things coming. You never see these things, like stuff you just wouldn't expect. There are no friends. We said this last week, right? There are no such thing as friends in DeFi. You don't have a friend in DeFi. You may think you have a friend in DeFi. You don't. You don't know anybody because somebody's going to sell you out for 10 G's. That's it. Right? That's it. They'd rather take $10,000 than leave the space with their pride intact. They don't care. They're just going to disappear from the space. What are they? They'll start a completely new Twitter handle, whatever, with a different name and a different picture, and start fresh and move on and build their community from there. But man, I don't think. Good night. Thank you very much for popping on by. I appreciate you. My granddaughter birthday, I bought her Cardano at $2 and and change a piece. Awesome. That's great. So I'm just going to quickly pop over to Twitter to see if anybody did drop anything in my inbox. There's nothing in my inbox, which is unfortunate because, sometimes there's something good there. But man, the wolf pack went after me today. Oh, they really were just so like, oh, mean, and calling me a tranny all day. And, it's really, the stuff they say about me is just horrendous. And, like, they call me that stuff on Twitter, but here's the thing. So I've never publicly denied being transgender. And is that the reason why they think I am? Because I've just not, because I'm not that person to go, "Oh, I'm not transgender." Oh, me? No. Like, what kind of dick would I be if I was that person? Like, I'm all offended that you're calling me I don't think there's anything wrong if somebody is transgendered. Somebody's made a decision, as long as somebody is a consenting adult, they make a decision that doesn't harm anybody and it's within the confines of the law of our polite society. I'm all for it. You want to do what you want to do in your bedroom, as long as you got consenting adults in there, that's your business. I don't care about that. You want to do something with your body, I don't care about that. That's your thing. I don't even like my ears pierced. That's just my thing. I don't like tattoos. That's just my thing. Somebody wants to do it, good for them, but it's just not for me, right? So maybe because I wasn't like a man, you know. No, I'm not. Maybe that's why they believe I am. I don't know. Half of them think I'm married to some millionaire and that I'm a spoiled housewife, and the other half of them think I live in a trailer. I mean, this is an office in my place, but whatever. Oh, Matt, he's like, Queen is not a trans. That's okay, but I don't mind. I would never say that on Twitter. Maddie, because there are people that are transgender on Twitter, and I don't want them to think that I'm offended by it. Let them call me Bruce. Excuse me. See, I made a faux pas there. Let them call me Caitlyn Jenner. I don't care. Let them say it. I wish I had that bitch's hair. Are you kidding me? She got a good head of hair. How'd that happen? Her hair's nice and thick. Mine's not. Oh, you did too? Why did they call you one? Did you do who did you piss off? Because you've got a real, was it the wolf pack? Because really, they're the only group of people, I think, that sort of like devolve into just being assholes. Like they're just all a bunch of assholes. And as a matter of fact, you guys know I'm friends with Faltron. So Faltron was somebody, I shouldn't say I'm friends with him. That we just talk on Twitter every now and then. He was one of those people that drank heavy the Saitama Kool-Aid. He totally thought Saitama was going to go to the moon. He started to want to take profits around Las Vegas when it was at the all-time highs. The developers were like, Faltron, don't do it, man. Are you kidding me? If you're going to sell now, you're crazy. This is going to the moon. And he held. He had 20 million. This is another person that had tens of millions of dollars worth of Saitama, and they held their bag. They didn't sell it because they believed all the nonsense that the developers were telling them. The thing that changed his mind was after the failed Seda Realty launch, when everything went really bad that night, and we had been saying, like, you think this launch is going to happen? This is not going to happen. This is just a money grab for them. What's wrong with you? Do you really think this is going to happen? Finally, after that, he had decided to look at some evidence. You know how I always talk about Tequila Pete and Skywalker and Sir Crypto and all those guys? They always do the deep dives into everything. They found the wallets for Russ, Nam, Elon, Max, like all their wallets. They found all their wallets. And do you know what he found? While they were telling him to hold, they were all dumping. Not only did they dump Saitama, he got them into other projects, like things that he was invested in and wanted to make something of this project. He said it happened a couple of different times. He got them in very early into certain projects, and that when those projects started to really take off, they all dumped their tokens in their bag. And they told him that, no, we're holding. So that really pissed him off. Like when he saw that they were dumping on him, he's like, man, I thought these guys were my friends. I believed in them. I believed in this project. And that's finally when he was like, damn, this is bullcrap, man. These guys, this is not good. This is really, Not looking good. It's looking like, and he finally said the S word, scam. It's a scam. Love your sense of humor. The Wolfpack lately is becoming a cult, a bunch of zombies, in my opinion. You're right. But where you think lately they've been that way, I've already been thinking that for the better part of a year, practically, right? Since Vegas, I'm like, man, what's wrong with these people? Why can't they didn't sit there and watch that live stream from Las Vegas. They thought that was cool. The chart freaking tanked. This is how out of touch they were in Las Vegas. So you guys know, not that I'm talking anything bad about them because I'm not, but like Zach Humphreys and Austin Hilton and Jake Gagan and all those dudes, they were out there getting loaded with booze and being crazy, but they weren't too loaded that they didn't sell off a good portion of their bag that night, right? Like everybody was sober enough to take profits that night. When they woke up the next morning, they all shot videos from their Las Vegas hotel rooms going, man, what a party. You guys, that was crazy. That was absolutely amazing. Thanks to the Wolfpack for having us and showing us a good time. And we are so pumped for this project. It wasn't until they released their videos and the comments started rolling in and they started reading them that they're like, ooh, oh, gee, maybe people aren't happy with us. What? Just because the chart went down like 200%, everybody's upset? So they had to make other videos right after that saying, you guys, go look at the videos. They're probably still up there. Guys, I know it was a rough night and, it was like mea culpa videos, right? Like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have thrown my wealth in your face and my good time in your face while you're broke now type of videos. It was depressing. So of course they were like, well, yes, we did take some profits. Here's the thing about when you tell lies. I'm not talking about any one person in particular, but when you tell a lie, it's very hard to remember a lie. A truth, you will always remember. You can always remember a truth because you did it. It happened in your mind. It's burned into your brain. But when you tell a lie, it's easy to forget a lie. And after years pass or time passes, you forget the lies that you told. You can't remember. So at one particular time, somebody said, okay, I sold off some of my Saitama. In a later video, they're like, I sold half my bag that night. Like they came out and said it. This was a couple months later. They're like, yeah, I sold half my bag that night. I'm like, oh, so we went from some to you sold off half your bag. So when you tell things that aren't true, your story never matches up. So always be truthful. I guess that's the lesson from today's video. Besides all of the other stuff that we touched on, always be truthful. Don't try to bullshit anybody on your videos because number one, there's a fingerprint here, right? There's evidence of everything that I've ever said, anything that I've ever done. It's here. It's on YouTube. You can go back and see it and go back and watch it. There it is. But if you're honest, you're always going to remember the truth. Like it doesn't pay to lie because it never works out. People stop believing you when you're a liar. Can't tell the truth about yourself nowadays. You'll get stoned. Oof, stoning is what a terrible way to go, right? Like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad and so many women continue to get stoned in some different countries. Like, it is absolutely terrible what they do to these women. Like, if you're accused of cheating on your husband, stoned, it's terrible. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, they either think I'm married to a millionaire or that I live in a trailer, but like they have been that way for a super long time. Um, I don't know what that means, so I'm just gonna move right off Russ is no good. Maddie agrees. I made the same mistake with Shiba. I was up 15K but didn't sell, sold at 2K profit, bought BTFA. So here's the funny thing about Shiba, right? Like we all did that. We all watched it go from whatever it was till it pumped all the way up into the eights. But it was on such a parabolic rise for like 5 days in a row. I was like, "Man, this thing has some serious momentum behind it, like, we could see this break a 0." Because I was thinking about taking profits at 4, but then it just kept going, and I was like, then it went to 5, then it went to 6, then it went to 7, then it went to 8, and I was like, "Ooh, we might break a 0," and then we went to 8.5, and then we came crashing down. End of the run, but it happens to the best of us, right? Dave is a really big, BTFA person, as we can see. Were you here for the AMA? No, 'cause you probably would have remembered it, right? Tammy, do you want a ticket for the Charles Payne, uh, Fox Business Town Hall, July 26th, or you don't wanna come into the city? What's July 26th? Oh, you know what? I might have to be in Florida. I can never make because my dad's treatment is at the end of the July, so it might conflict with that date. I'm not 100% sure. Look, I'd love to do that, to be honest with you. I never know, like, when my dad is gonna call me. Like, like, my dad has cancer, and this is the 4th cancer now he's had because of Agent Orange, and he sounds terrible. Like, I talked to him today on the phone, he sounded like a 100-year-old man. The chemotherapy is doing something to his voice box, and he sounds like a fragile little old man, and he's gotta stop losing weight. Like, my dad was a buff dude, even when he was older, his arms were ripped, like, he's buff. But I always just have to be on, like, a high alarm, like, I might have to go down there for the chemo treatments, and I might have to go down at a moment's notice, so I never make plans to go anywhere, at least till he's done with his chemotherapy and is, like, 100% okay. I'm so behind on my comments, hold on. And, of course, I need my glasses. Oh, wait. Y Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, he's pisses me off, that Agent Orange. Queen, I will meet. I am going down to see brother. Oh, you going to Florida? What part of Florida? I'm gonna be in West Melbourne. That's where my dad lives. Hey, I own a trailer. You got a nice trailer. Remember when we did the live stream? You live stream, you're like, "What the hell?" You're like, "This is my bug out shelter." Remember that? I'm coming live from my bug out shelter. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's tough. He's a tough old guy. Listen, man, here's the one thing that saved his life. No lie. This girl lived across the street from him. Now this we're from New Jersey. We're Jersey people. He moved to West Melbourne, Florida. Well, he was in Florida before, but West Melbourne, Florida, a girl that lived across the street from him in West Melbourne was from my hometown. She went to high school with my older brother. I went to high school with her sister. How crazy is that? So they became fast friends. And after my mother passed away, my mother was bedbound for the last year of her life. My dad took very good care of my mother. He refused to put her in a nursing home or do anything like that. He took my mother had rheumatoid arthritis and she passed. I believe she had cancer too. She had this lump. She wouldn't let anybody test it because she was in so much pain from the RA. She didn't want to do anything. So he took care of her for many years. Like the last year she was bedbound, but he was really like she was in a walker and a wheelchair. Like he took wonderful care of my mother. Um, when my mom passed away, this neighbor was like, Ted, now you got to take care of yourself. When's the last time you went to the doctor? He's like, it's been years since she's like, you got to go to the doctor. This is crazy. You're old. You're an old man. You got to go to the doctor, get checked out. Dude, he had cancer. He had cancer brewing in him. He was non-symptomatic, but he just went there for a routine check because she told him to do it. And it wound up he had kidney cancer. that had he waited, and, men usually wait. They feel a pain, they wait. If he had waited until he was symptomatic, it would have been too late for him. So I thank Heavenly Father every day for Susan in his life, because Susan pushed him to go to the doctor, where I didn't even think to say to my dad, "Hey, why don't you go to the doctor?" I was in terrible grief and misery when my mom died. I wasn't even thinking of my dad, really. I didn't even think to say to him, "Go to the." I should, but when you're in grief, you don't think. Crypto Overlord is in the house. How's all the disgruntled Saitama holders whining about V3 today? I feel sad for them that they really don't know just how good an opportunity it is that they're missing. I know I feel the same way. Like the whole first half hour, maybe even 45 minutes of this entire video was freaking about Saitama V3 and the whole backstory about it and how people were calling me a trans and all this and that. And I took major heat today over there on Twitter. But hey, one thing you should know is, just to let you know, and I don't know if it was somebody posted a picture of their wallet on Twitter with the USDC rewards. And of course, one of these Saitama people, they went through the trouble of looking through everybody's wallet address to make sure that that was coming from Saitama V3. So I don't know whose wallet it was, but dude, they went through, they say they did. I mean, they could have been BSing, who knows? But where else are you going to get USDC stablecoin as rewards as frequently as Saitama V3 is paying it out, right? Like it's crazy. But yeah, it's amazing. Since I made my video last night, it went from like a nickel to 60 cents. So it was really good. Yeah, so here's the thing though. He beat the kidney cancer because he caught it so early. Thank God for Susan. He caught it so early. They got it. They got it. And that was the third cancer. No, so he had bladder cancer, which is a smoker's disease, but my dad was never a smoker. It was from this Agent Orange, they found out. Then he had the kidney cancer. Then he's got chronic leukemia, and now he's got this mass in his abdomen. And they said that it spread, that the kidney thing had already spread, but on a cellular level, that they took the mass out of the kidney, but they believe it was already spreading when the operation happened. So, but he caught this again very early because he's been staying on top. So men, this is the big thing. And this is what the doctor said. Men push pain off. They don't like going to the doctors. They don't want to go to the doctors. They don't like making appointments. They don't like keeping appointments. That's why men die faster than women. Women, we feel, oh, what was that? That was not right. Like, we're very in touch with our bodies. We know, okay, that shouldn't be feeling like that. We go someplace, right? We don't push it off. Men do. That's why a lot of men, they have heart attacks. They have all of the symptoms of a heart attack, but never tell anybody. They just like, oh, it'll go away. I'll pop a couple aspirin. And no. So if you feel something that is not right, don't push it off and just be like, oh, I'm getting older. These things will happen. No, go to the doctor and get it checked out, because you never know. You can catch something. The earlier that you catch something, the better your chance of survival is going to be. And cancer is the big killer. I mean, let's be honest. It used to be heart disease. Now it's like all these freakish cancers, because everything's freaking poison. Like, dude, they poison the shit out of our generation. My mother's generation, not so much, dude. They got away with a lot. But our generation, do you know, not that I like to talk about this stuff on my channel, I don't. There is not a single person in it might even be the world, but specifically our country today, that if you test them, they don't have plastic in their body. It's built into our DNA now. And a chemical from Teflon is in every single person. From cooking on our cookware that has Teflon into it, that somehow leaches into the food. And when we eat it, it becomes a part of our DNA. Even babies that are newborn has this chemical in them because their mother is eating and is infusing the nutrients into the baby. It's crazy to think that how would plastic get into our system just from the water sitting in this vessel? The plastic is breaking off and going into it, especially, some people put their water into the refrigerator or the freezer. Worst thing to do, or hot water. If you leave plastic at room temperature, it's not so bad, but if you freeze it, that's not good. And let it thaw, it's not good. Oh no. Okay, he's back. The none. As a matter of fact, none. V3. Oh, what did he say? Oh no. Hmm. He came back. That's so weird, right? We thought he left. That's why I switched to cast iron and use natural deodorant. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's good to do all the stuff that you can all natural, but like for me, I feel like it's too late, right? Like I feel like I've been cooking on Teflon forever because I don't want my food to stick. Like I know it's not good, but I feel like it's too late. It's already embedded in me there and oh, Ponzi. Why? Ponzi, seriously, why? Like, what? Clearly, Ponzi, it's you. We know. Just put in the chat, and I'm being 100% serious. And nobody say anything to him. Don't like chase him out or anything because I want to hear what he has to say. Why is it that you hate me so? If you could please just put it in the chat, I'd really appreciate it. Oh, bodying means that he beat somebody up. Uh, no, and never, because I'm gay. So that would be a hard no. But Ponzi, I don't. You I don't, right? What rug pulls are you talking about? And be factual. Of course, he's going to say strange, but listen, all of my subscribers know that when that thing launched and I introduced people to it, we didn't get in at launch. We got in like a couple days after launch. I was telling everybody to take your profits. Don't be stupid. I even dropped the R word. Don't be an R word. You know what, guys? This thing has gone way up. You need to take your profits. So people that were yelling at me were people probably like you. They just weren't watching my channel. They didn't know what I was saying to my viewers. They just ran off with this rug pull thing. But hmm. So yeah, I know a lot of people feel that way, that it's poison, that we shouldn't do it. We should have gone an all natural way. But like in the end, it's my dad's decision. I could have had him try to do the Gerson therapy where you treat stuff just with nutrition. You try to, because white sugar feeds cancer cells. And that's one of the things that the doctors told my dad. They're like, try to stay away from white sugar because that's just going to make the cancer spread so much faster and further. So he's been trying to stay away from the white sugar. But in the end, like he goes to the VA hospital and they make recommendations to him. And he's like, he's used to being an army dude. He listens to what they're telling him to do. So, like, they poisoned him with the Agent Orange. So he figures, well, they did it, so they must have the answer for it. And he does what the doctors tell him to do. And listen, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. Like, I could tell him certain things of, Dad, maybe you should, drink less coffee, and certain things that are just, that they tell you to do anyway. But I'm not going to do. And it's easy for people to say, you should do this. But when it's somebody you love that's staring down the barrel of cancer, you're like, dude, throw the kitchen sink at it, do whatever you got to do to pull through. Because, like, Dad, if you die, we're orphans and we need you. Mom just died. We'd like you to stick around at least for a couple years. Let's try to keep you as long as we can. So that's why, I know some people are very against chemotherapy, but he wanted to do it, and he's still able to make his own decisions, thank God. So, it was up to him. Thank you, Space Chick. But I'm waiting on the rug pull list, if you don't mind. Green candle. What's this? What you think about the people of Sri Lanka overthrowing the government? The people are strong when they band together. The wolf pack can learn a thing or two. I don't, you know what? I don't know too much about Sri Lankan politics. I'll just say that. But if somebody's a dirty politician, then 100% they deserve to be overthrown. And in the end of the day, the people rule. Like, was there a way that they could have gone and impeached the prime minister? I don't know, because I don't know about Sri Lankan, their political system. I don't know about it, but I mean, if the people that live in Sri Lanka, if they're happy, I'm happy for them, because they're Sri Lankan. I'm an American. So if that makes them happy and it's better, it makes their situation better and they're happy with it, may God bless them. There's a guy here talking to me about Aave. He's asking me to ask. Yeah, I don't know too much about Aave. I'm not going to BS you. I don't know too much about it. And I don't want to give you any kind of wrong information. Same thing with Veracity. I don't know anything about it. So unfortunately, yes, I'm a big old lezzy. I think everybody knows. But let me just peek on Twitter to see if I can find any one of these. At least let's have a jumping off situation. Let's try Veracity here. Well, I see Veracity Moon, but that's probably not them, right? Veracity, I'll do token maybe. Underscore token maybe. Slash token. No, underscore. Still not. Do you know their Twitter handle? Or maybe it's VRA. Is it VRA? I just saw somebody said VRA millionaire. I can't see it. You know what, guys? It is so late. We've already had to. Oh. I know. No. I actually do not like clowns. I'm freakishly afraid of clowns. Please keep the clowns. There's one thing I definitely do not like. It's clowns. No. I don't like clowns. They're freaky. They're crazy. One time, you guys, it was crazy. My friends and I, we were coming home from a bar. It was like 3:00 in the morning. This is when I was young and I lived in Florida. I was out with my girlfriends. We're sitting there. We're at a red light and we're talking, having a good time. And a car pulls up very slowly. And I was driving and I look over. I always drove because I don't drink. So I was always a designated driver. I slowly turned and looked. It was a freaking clown. Wig, makeup, big sloppy, floppy gloves and all, smiling and waving at. Oh, I blew through that red light like nobody was coming in the whole wide world. Like boom, I gassed it. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And just a little story for you. Oh, Ponzi, why do you have to do stuff like that? Like, why do you have to go the yeah, Baba, don't even go with him because he's this is who he is, so I don't know. It's just for no reason, like, literally absolutely no reason. VRA, but, like I'm saying, do you know their Twitter handle? Because I hit at @VRA and I'm not seeing anything. Okay, maybe I'll type in VRA here on Dex Tools, but I don't like doing that because, like, so many different projects pop up, and unless you have the contract address, you never know what you're pulling up. I could be pulling up a Veracity honeypot. Is it on Uniswap? On PancakeSwap? Yeah, there's like freaking 10 listings for this. I'm not gonna look at it. It's already getting late. We've already suffered. Um, don't. Yeah, we'll just not pay. He's literally like there's something wrong with the guy. Like he hates everybody, and I mean, I don't really know if like myself. I know I didn't. I really did nothing to this guy ever. Never said anything. Never did anything to him. He just went off just for didn't ask me why I was upset that the guy ducked out my AMA that I did for free after I did many AMAs that this guy wanted me to do for free because I felt like they were good projects, right? I didn't care, especially the animal ones. Like I'm all for animal charities, for no reason. Like that's that. Now, if that were me and that had happened, I would have contacted I would have been like, "Hey, what happened?" That what happened with the AMA? And then I would have heard this other person out as to what had happened. And, if I had considered that person had done me a favor, it was always nice to me and had done me a favor with doing all of these other AMAs for free, maybe I would have given that person the benefit of the doubt. But no, that's this guy never reached out to me to find out what happened. He just listened to somebody else's side of a story, and I'm sure it was a bullshit story. And he just took this, but he took the guy's side. So what'd he do? So ever since then, he's like, Tammy's a rug puller. Tammy's a rug puller. When did I become a rug puller? You liked me. You really liked me up until a couple months ago. And then all of a sudden, like a light switch went off. You just went berserk. Like, it's IT? Does that have Pierce Brosnan in it? Oh, what happened to the lottery token? Yeah, he still buys the lottery tickets. Like, if you follow him on Twitter, like, every week, he buys the lottery tickets, and he posts them. He gives photographic evidence as to what the numbers are. This way, like, he's not hitting the lottery, and then he's just gonna keep it for himself. You can go and check the numbers and everything, so all right, guys, well, lottery token rug pu what are you talking about? The lottery token is still there. Do you even know what lottery token we're talking about? What was the name of that project? Hold on a second. This guy, he's an insane person. Like there are some people, I don't mind having banter with somebody that's a person that's reasonable, but you can never reason with an unreasonable person. It's impossible. I think it's called Crypto Lotto Group. Hold on a second. At Crypto Lottery Group. Here it is. Crypto Lottery Group. right here. Let me do a screen share. Share screen, 'cause maybe some other lottery token did rug pull, but not the one that we had. This is the one we did, Crypto Lotto Group. These are the tickets that he got on July 8th. So here it is. He's still going. I do like the way he puts the screenshot. This way you can zoom in and see all of the tickets that he bought. And don't forget, you just have to buy $300 worth of tokens a year, and then you're set for the year, whatever it is. The guy just he's just crazy, right? Okay, all right, mods. We've had enough of Ponzi, right? He's had ample time to come up here and write, "Look who popped in." But listen, oh, USDC rewards. Isn't it nice to have a token that pays in stablecoin rewards? To be honest, I've been on for 2 hours. I'm getting attacked by Ponzi Slayer. So, guys, this is going to be the new thing. To my mods who are there, if you have a wrench and you see Ponzi, I'm sure, Bobby Joe, you got a wrench, right? You guys can definitely uh, ban him. Anytime you see a comment come through like that, I've given this guy ample time to tell me the different rug pulls. He's never been able to list one, and let's just ban him. He's got no business coming here. I'm trying to engage with him, and this is just what he's doing. So he's not bringing anything intelligent to the table. There's nothing that we can learn from him. There's no useful information that can be gleaned from him. I feel bad for him. Like, I'll continue to pray for him because there's definitely something's not right. I think we can all agree that if you're a happy person in life, you don't do this, right? Like, if you have a life that is fulfilled and you're happy, you don't do this. I would never do, even if I didn't like somebody, even if I felt like that person was a bad, I don't know if I would do this. If I would go to their channel during a live stream and do that, like no, I know I wouldn't. I don't have to think about it. 100%. If I felt that way about somebody, I wouldn't do that because that's just not how I was raised. I was raised to be a lady, and I will continue to be a lady because that's just not cool. So my mods have 100%, and I usually don't. I'm all American. I love freedom of speech. I'm all for it. But when it gets to a point where it's just harassing and ugly and it's really of no value and is just abusive, then 100% you have my blessing to anytime you see him come in with some weird handle, you can ban him. I'm just done with him. So everybody who's got a wrench, you have my blessing. I think everybody's got a wrench. So let's just see what he's saying. Tim, top holder just burned $7,000 worth of tokens, 20,000 tokens. So the top wallet, can you imagine the person that has the top wallet did that? Wanted to assure everybody so much that this is a legitimate project and not a scam that they literally took 7 grand out of their wallet and burned it. That doesn't sound like a scam to me. So I'm very glad that I got into this project and that I got in nice and early. So in case you are not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell because I made that video about Saitama V3. I think I posted it it was like probably 2 a.m. 2 a.m. So if you woke up in the morning and had a chance to check out my video, you could have gotten into Saitama V3 at like a nickel. And it ran up to 60 cents today. I don't know where it is right now because we can go back and forth with this guy. Let's see where it is right now. So we started the day off at a nickel and we are holding strong at 32 cents, almost 33. And we do have a very strong area of support at that 25-cent mark. So if you're somebody that likes to hang out, if you think that, you can get into a better situation and you like looking at the charts, you could break it down to an hour chart and see where some good areas of support are. And so far, it looks to me like the 25-cent mark is a very strong area of support. The next area of support is going to be at right around where it is right now, 32. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it here for me today. You guys, I really do appreciate you so very much. Thank you to the mods for um, sticking around. It was my pleasure for sticking around and hanging out with me and dealing with the Ponzi thing. Like, unfortunately, that gobbled up a good portion of my time, and I'm done with it. Anytime you see that guy on my channel, please ban him. I'm done with him. I've given him ample opportunities to have an intellectual dialogue, a back and forth. Maybe we can hash things out because that's the Christian in me. I'd like to hash things out, but you cannot reason with an unreasonable person. And he is clearly unreasonable. He is clearly unhinged. He's very unhappy in his own life that he has got to come over to a late night stream over on the Crypto Queen channel at 2:30 a.m. to slander me. So he's incredibly disgusting. I'm through with him. I've given him enough energy and I'm done. I'm done with him. So having him completely out of my life, it will just be a beautiful thing. Well, that's going to do it here for me today. Thank you guys for hanging out with me as long as you did. My gosh, it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much and take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks, Elizabeth. Thanks, Bob Bobby, Crypto Granny, Green Candle, Dave, Mix Ricks, Maddie B, everybody who came by. I appreciate you. Take care and God bless.